Founded in 1903, Aberdeen Football Club found success in the early to mid-80s under the baby-faced Alex Ferguson. Winning 3 league championships, 4 Scottish Cups and 1 League Cup in the space of 7 years, Fergie's Dons became a formidable foe domestically. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing special happened. Oh, there was this other thing actually. In 1983, Fergie led the team to European triumph, defeating Real Madrid in extra time to claim the European Cup Winners' Cup, the club's first ever European trophy. Later that year, they went on to lift the Super Cup against Hamburg, becoming Scotland's only ever team to win 2 European Cups. Since then, the Dons haven't exactly been swimming in silverware, having only won 1 trophy in the last 24 years. With that said, it's come time for Dave Cormack to find the man that can bring Aberdeen back to their former glory. Hello and welcome to the brand new series on the channel. It is Aberdeen Back on Top. And I suppose we better just get started. Let's jump into it. So as you've probably noticed from the intro to the video and also the just general name of the video, this is the Aberdeen Back on Top save. So the whole point of this is to try and get Aberdeen back on top, back competing at the top table in Europe, competing in the league, winning titles, getting back to the sort of success that they had in the 80s, and trying to get, a bit of pride back in the city in general. Is it going to be a difficult challenge? Probably. Is it one that I'm willing to take on? Absolutely. So one thing just to clear up just now is this isn't the first time I've recorded this video, I'm not going to lie. The first time I recorded this, I may or may not have forgot to switch my mic on, and it didn't sound great off just the camera. So we've re-recorded it. Unfortunately, we have progressed into the save a bit further than I would have liked to start the video. So I do apologise. You're not going to see me do everything that I did in that sort of first video, but we'll still figure it out from there. So don't you worry a bit about that. So, overview of the team. Right, let's have a look at it. Founded in 1903, we know that, I've mentioned that in the intro. Reputation, national, we're sitting there with an okay reputation. Not the biggest club, no, by no means the smallest either. Finances are okay, we'll have a look at them in a second. We're playing in the Europa League. It's a good position to be in, it's a good club to start with. I'm quite excited for what we can do with Aberdeen here. We'll have a quick look at the finances. If we look at this, our overall balance is sitting at 3 million, which is a good starting balance. We've already lost a bit of money this month, I don't know how. We've got no transfer budget, which is difficult, but we do have an okay wage budget, not ideal. We've only got about 3,000, 4,000 to play with. We'll have a quick check just to make sure, there's no debt or anything like that we have to worry about, which is good. As anyone who follows me knows, I'm currently doing a save with Bolton on Twitch, who currently have £41 million worth of debt when you start that game. So it's a nice change. It is a very, very nice change to have no debt at a club. So club vision is obviously something that's very important in the game, making sure you and the board are on the same playing field. With Aberdeen, so what we've got is we need to develop the players using the club's youth system. That's fine, we can do that, that's no problem at all. Playing entertaining football for most of the time is going to be absolutely fine. Only issue with that will be against Rangers and Celtic, where we are trying to play a bit more defensively, a bit more cautiously, but I'm sure we'll be absolutely fine providing a bit of entertainment through our football. We need to work within a wage budget, which again I'm absolutely fine doing. That's no problem at all. It might just be a bit of a struggle bringing players in, but we can stay under that. That's no problem at all. Now for this season, we have our sort of targets. So in the Europa League, they want us to reach the third round qualifying. We start in the first round, so I think we can do that. There's a potential we can do that. They want us to qualify for Europa League, so that'll be a top 4-3 finish. We can do that. That's fine. That's not pushing ourselves. And in the 2 cups, they want us to get to the quarter-final. To be honest, if we don't get to the quarter-final in both the cups, I'd be worried. We're easily the 3rd best team in Scotland, so I think we should be getting at least to the last 4 of these tournaments, unless we get drawn against Celtic Rangers. In that case, we might have a little bit of an excuse, but even then, I'd be expecting to get to the quarter-final regardless. Now, we'll have a quick look at the squads here. I say squads, I just mean squad. We'll have a look at the squad. In terms of ability, we've got Tommy Hoban. Tommy Hoban is arguably our best outfield player. We then have Joe Lewis, who is our goalkeeper and is, a rock at the back. He was formerly the captain. I've now passed that over to Andy Considine. We then have Lewis Ferguson, Ross McCrory, Matty Kennedy, Niall McGinn, Sam Cosgrove, Constantine Hayes. They're kind of like our sort of next level. They're also at that sort of, upper echelon of the team. They're definitely they are our better options in whatever position it is they're playing. We'll have a look at our youth squad. Looking at the youth squad is always interesting on these games. Only got 2 players in the actual under-18s, one with significant potential, the other one looks alright, probably not someone we'd actually ever end up playing, There, reserves, let's have a look. We've got some good players here. So we've got Conor McLennan. See, to be honest, he should be in the senior squad straight away. Calvin Ramsey with significant potential. He is someone that I'd be looking probably to get out on loan the first season, get him out there, get him, some game time, get him developed. He's a solid option at right back. Then we've got Michael Ruth, also a solid option. Connor Barron there, and then Mikko Virtanen there as well. So we've got some good options in terms of future players. Just having a quick look at our staff. It's not ideal, to be honest. Our coaching staff leaves a lot to be desired. We're sitting there in our sort of, in some places we are 3rd, which is what we're kind of aiming for, but I'd expect us to be 3rd in all of these. Attacking, we're 5th in the Premiership. It's not good enough, so we're going to go out and obviously look at getting in some coaches, bringing in the staff just to sort of bolster that. Recruitment team needs just to be filled out, to be honest. We've only got a chief scout and a director of football. We need those 4 scouts filled. We need our recruitment analysis as well, just to make sure anyone we bring in, we're taking as minimal risk as possible. Medical team, to be honest, looks absolutely alright. I'm not too fussed with the medical team. I'm not worried about that. I think that'll be absolutely fine. We'll probably just bring in a sports scientist and bolster out the physios. We'll bring in another one. But I think we'll be fine there, to be honest. I'm not too worried about that as it stands. Now, if we have a quick look at our tactics here, again, we've not played any games, we've not actually, seen the team play, so I'm not too worried about our tactics and what we're going to play. This is going to be a case of trial and error during pre-season, but this is what I'm thinking so far. So I'm thinking 4 at the back, we're not going to mess about with 5, we're going to go with 4. We're going to have the 3 in midfield, 1 is that defensive sort of in-between player, and then, our 2 wingers either side. So we've got Matty Kennedy and Hedges, inverted wingers, just to try and cut in and, get those balls in the box. And then we've got Marley Watkins up front. He's not going to be our first option, obviously, at the moment. We are struggling with injuries, as you can see. Cosgrove, Edmondson and Main are all out. He's probably not going to be our first choice, but for just now he is. And he's going to be as a pressing forward, just to try and win the ball, get the chances in. So that's kind of where we're sitting with the team at the moment. That can all change, like I said, during pre-season. If we have a look at our actual tactics, this will definitely change once I see what works and what doesn't. But we've got a wider attacking width, playing out of defence, standard passing, higher tempo. In terms of our transition, we're counter-pressing, we're countering, we are then distributing to our full-backs and centre-backs rather than humping it up the field. Try to keep short kicks, which ties in with that. Out of possession, we're going to push our line higher. Our defensive line is going to be higher up, and then our standard line of engagement is fine. I don't want to mess with that too much. We might drop this lower throughout a game if we're struggling for possession, might put it up if we want to press, but we'll keep that as it is just now, and we're not going to have any sort of, pushing players inside or outside. We're just going to have a standard width. Defensively, pressing, we're going to press from the get-go, intense pressing, extremely urgent. That's going to be the case the whole save, I'd imagine, and we're preventing the goalkeeper's distribution, short distribution anyway. So this is going to change. It's kind of a gegenpress with a little bit of tweaks here and there, to sort of how I like it. One thing we didn't look at was the facilities at the club here, something we missed with the first recording. So if we look at the stadium, obviously it's just under 21,000 all-seater, which is fantastic. It means when we sell it out we make some money. Again, it's owned by the club, that's perfect. As you can see, we're due to move to a 20,000 capacity stadium on the 1st of June 2023, which is kind of on the rocks in real life, but if we can do that, that'll be fantastic. Stadium conditions average, as you can imagine, under soil heating, just their standard. Pitch length, that's fine, we can look at that later on. In terms of overall facilities, we've got great training facilities, great youth facilities, good academy coaching, and excellent youth recruitment. So that means that we should be able to bring good players in at a young age, and develop them to a proper level where they can play in the first team and compete there. So that is a good thing for me anyway. Another thing with Aberdeen is that they do have the Atlanta United senior affiliation. So what that means is we're not getting any money from this, but we are able to loan players out. So Atlanta United players will be sent on loan to Aberdeen. Obviously we've got no obligation to play them, but they can be sent over. We can request a friendly between the two clubs, and again it's sort of a long-term deal. And what is the best thing about this is that we share scouting knowledge. So this means if we have a look at our scouting and we look at knowledge here, United States, we've got decent knowledge of the United States, France, Costa Rica, Honduras, Jamaica, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Venezuela, Guatemala, Italy, and Brazil. So this will be good in terms of just bringing in those unknown players that we wouldn't have necessarily seen otherwise, because as you can see with Aberdeen, we know England, Scotland, and a bit of Canada. So there, instantly you're seeing the sort of benefit of that affiliation come through. So having a quick look here at the sort of schedule, we have our pre-season. Normally that's where our Europa League games would start. However, due to COVID, obviously, the Europa League first round qualifying starts at the end of August. So what we're going to do is we're going to play through our friendly matches offline. We're going to do our pre-season offline. I will go through our tactics, fine-tune them, tweak them, bring in the players I want to bring in. Then that means in our next episode what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick roundup of the squad, what changes I've made, who I've brought in, if any, and how the squad's looking going into our first game. We're then going to have our game against Rangers, open day of the season. I'm then thinking we then play the Hamilton game away from the cameras, don't need to see that game, we'll show you the result, and then we do the Celtic. So we do the Rangers Celtic double header for the first proper episode where we're playing games there. So that is it for episode 1. Essentially just a quick introduction to the club, a quick look at our facilities, what we've got to play with. Like I said, next episode we're going to come in with the transfers, the changes, the tactics, the tweaks, everything you can imagine, and we're going to have those 2 games against Rangers and Celtic. Huge games for the club, huge games to start the season. Hopefully we can get some points on the board and kind of, batter forward from there. If you like the video, again, I would appreciate it greatly if you could hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, so you can stay up to date with when I post videos and this series here. If you want to see me play Football Manager a bit more often and live, you can follow me on Twitch at KyleWatt UK. The links are all down below. On there, like I said earlier, I'm doing a Bolton save where I am trying to take them from League 2 back to the Premier League, and it's quite interesting so far. So if you want to join in and have a wee chat there, feel free. To know when I'm going live, you can obviously follow me on Twitter. Again, link down below. As always, if you do have any advice, any players you like the look of, anything you think I might have missed, any tweaks to the tactics, feel free to leave them down in the comments. We'll have a discussion. That's what I want to make this. I want to make this a bit of a discussion between myself and you. I don't want this just to be all me and then we go, that's fine, I'll post that, you can watch it, and have no impact. I want you guys to, come back to me on things and let me know what I can do better. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, you're an absolute hero, and I will catch you next time. Peace.